Hey everybody, welcome back to Going Ballistic with Jim Bob. Jim Bob here in the undisclosed ranch in Communist Illinois. So, little follow-up from my last video. Remember the springs we were talking about for the mag springs? This is what come, and I'm not knocking the company because I love them, in the Millspin mags. This is what came with the spring. These are the Wolf springs, and you now can see the difference in length. Believe it or not, it's only one coil longer, but the way they make them, they stretch out to fully fit the magazine correctly. I have shot the shit out of these and they are fully functional and they are reliable. And remember again, the part number for these, if you go online for the inventory number, is 75394. So there's my follow-up on that. So on today's video, there was a huge internet debate on 40 caliber, which everybody knows I'm a 40 caliber fan, 180 grain or 165. So I've always shot 180 grain because that's basically what I was always issued, and that's just what we did. The 165 grain has a lot more velocity than 180 grain, but it's a little bit lighter grain. So what we're going to do today, out of my Glock 23 my 23X that I made, which I would consider a carry size weapon because it's not a full size duty gun, we're not comparing Speer Gold Dot, but we're comparing grain weight. So I have 165 grain and 180 grain Gold Dot. This is not law enforcement ammo. This is personal protection right there on the box. So we're not comparing law enforcement ammo. This is civilian ammunition you can get online, go to the store, whatever's available in your area. I am aware of there's 155 grain, 145 grain, 135 grain, but none of that is available in my area. These two are the hot two. So obviously these things are huge flying ashtrays. So what we're gonna do is I've got water jugs downrange, 6 deep, and I'm just going to put like some leggings on it. Chest shot, summertime, springtime, t-shirt. We're not doing FBI protocol, 4 layers of denim, etc. Blah blah blah. So I'm just going to fold these in half, fold them over there. I think this would represent a t-shirt, maybe it's a little chilly, somewhat of a hoodie. I think this is, I would think, would be comparable. So what we're going to do first is we're going to shoot the which one is that? We're going to shoot the 180 grain first. We're going to check to see how much damage it does on impact and how deep it goes. Usually the first jug is typically destroyed, but we're going to see how far it goes. And then we'll shoot the 165 and assess the damage on that one. So let's get our ears on, lock, load, and see what we got here. So here we go. So just a little extra on there. All my 40 caliber ammunition is basically 180 grain. I do have some Golden Sabers that are 165, but I don't have any HSTs, anything in that. The only thing I got 165 in that I stock up on is Gold Dot. So this ain't a Gold Dot video or review, just a grain weight. This is just what I have. So I'm gonna load that up, shoot this jug, see what happens. I'll probably get wet. All right, gun's clear. Ears off. Well, as I figured, the first jug was totally annihilated. It's pretty nasty there. Oh wow, that's got jammed into the jug there pretty good. That's pretty cool. Oh, nope, that was just a piece of plastic. So we got pretty good hit on that second jug. Did it fall out? I did hear something hard hit, but I thought it was a piece of plastic. Oh, here it is. Here's a slug. Perfect expansion. So we had one jug that was just totally annihilated. Second jug, real good damage on it, but it didn't go very deep. Huh. I kind of thought that would, oh, it even blew the side out on that too. I kind of thought it would go a little deeper than that. So, all right, well, let's reset this up and let's get our 165 grain and see if it performs better.
One.
Okay, so now we're loaded up with the 165 grain Gold Dot. I think these are, I swear these are right at around 1100 feet per second, which is smoking along for a 40. I think the 180 grain that we shot is somewhere around like 950, 980 range. So we'll see how much harder these hit. It should be more explosive because it's moving faster, but let's see if it goes any deeper than the 180 grain. So we'll load this up and see what happens. Wow. We got a water park going on back here behind us, so okay, I'm soaking wet. Jesus. All right, so maybe that's why everybody says 165. All right, so the first jug was blowed apart extremely well. My daughter has no more pants to wear now. I done shot them. Let's see here. Second jug. Okay, let me grab the second jug of the other one there, which was this one. So this is the 180 grain for the second jug. I would say there's way more damage to the second jug on the 165 over the 180. And it hit the third jug where the 180 didn't go that deep, which I'm actually surprised at this. I thought the 180 would go deeper than, and the slugs in there. I thought the 180 would go deeper than the 165, and apparently I was wrong. But all results differ from every single test out there. So whatever happened with me may not happen to you. It just poked a hole in this, nothing else, didn't bounce around or nothing. And here's a slug on this one, which it is not as big as the 180. I'm assuming that because it went in deeper, it didn't flower out as big, because the other one stopped so fast so it blew open bigger. So that usually slows down penetration. But it expanded really well. But it's not huge, but boy, that thing sure hit hard. I kind of like that 165 there. So everybody knows I'm all about bonus videos. So since I got so many jugs left over, I'm gonna do 2. Let's go get something else. Okay, so for my extra bonus, being as how we're doing carry guns, self-defense situation, summertime, springtime t-shirt, this is probably one of the most sold rounds out there. Yes, it's brass case. You can get them that way. They don't have to be nickel. It's a Hornady Critical Defense 115 grain flex lock. I'm going to use my G45, which I consider to be extremely common for carry. Basically, it's the same barrel as a Glock 19. It just has a longer grip. So let's see what happens with this. I don't expect this to penetrate real deep, but I bet this will hold together pretty good and probably have a pretty good impact. And I'm going to try to aim for the dry on the close there. I didn't think I was going to be doing all this, and I ran out of dry clothes, so I think I'll be able to get this. It hit pretty hard. Gun's clear. Yeah, it did a really good number on that jug. It blew it apart pretty hard there. Those are super soaked now. Oh wow, look at that. Before I even touch it, it blew the neck out of the back of that. Our table's getting bad. Anybody want to sponsor us a table? Wow, it hit the third jug. I don't think there's anything in here. Sometimes these bounce around, but there's the impact that went in, and there was the exit. Let me get this right here. It blew this out. There was the exit. Now there's nothing in there. see what that Flex Lock projectile or polymer tip looks like. Oh wow, it stayed together. Huh. That's pretty cool. I've had some of these where the jacket come off, but this one stayed totally together. Oh, there's a polymer tip. And here's the recovered bullet. That did really well, actually. Through the clothing, and I know there's a little mud, but there's a polymer tip. That did really well, I think. Huh. That's not bad. I wouldn't be disappointed with that. Went through, it destroyed the first jug, and it went through 3. That had really good penetration. And they kind of rate these kind of like a lower pressure round anyways for, I guess they call it for civilian use or personal defense. Seeing it on Grand Thumb, it's like, yeah, these ain't really loaded that hot. That looked pretty good to me. I thought it did basically just as good as a 180 grain 40. Didn't do as good as a 165, but it still went in, expanded, and stayed together. So my cameraman over here is a pretty cool guy, and he wants to put, we have what they call a amphibious gun over here. It will cost you a marriage, lawyers, and everything. And we got all these extra jugs, and we're gonna see what's up with this thing. So you guys are in for a treat here. So let's set this up and see what happens. I'm out of clothing, so we're just hitting jugs, and it's a full-size barrel. These are all, my idea was carry gun size, you know, 4 1/4, 4-inch barrels instead of full-size duty guns. So let's see what this amphibious thing does here. All right, everybody, well, I'm back with my third bonus, so y'all owe me one on this one. The only 9mm defensive ammo I got is the 115 grain critical defense. So this right here is what they call a platypus. I can't afford one of these. I could probably steal one somewhere, but I can't buy one of these. This is a 1911 base gun, but it's chambered in 9mm, 5-inch barrel, basically a competition gun. The slide on this thing is just, it's like butter. It's unbelievable. So we're gonna see what this here guy does with the 115 grain in a 5-inch barrel. So hope I don't break this thing. I'll have to get a second mortgage. And this thing has like a 2-pound trigger. I mean, it's, I could sneeze on this, it'll probably go off. So gun's clear. What did this $1 million gun do? Wow. It blew that in half. Blew the lid and split it in half. That's the best performance yet out of a 9 we've had here. That's actually pretty badass. Just knocked that one over. Did a, oh, it's got some little bit of lead fragments in this one here. It's hard to see, but a little couple crumbs in here. There it is. Poked it out of there. Third jug's leaking. Fourth jug is alive. Oh, there's a polymer tip swimming right here. See it? Yep, and it's down in there. Let's drain her out here. See what we got. There's a polymer tip. That 5-inch barrel gave this round everything it had to offer. That thing peeled back. They almost lost his jacket. Pretty cool. So I think a critical defense and 115 grain and a platypus would probably going to do a lot of damage there from what it's looking like. So let's do a follow up here and be done for the day. Man, that thing did a number there, Lonnie. Hey everybody, welcome back here. Well, we got a big old mess to clean up, but we have some interesting results today. Like I said, we weren't comparing brands, just grain weights on what I would consider a common carry gun. My 40 caliber basically is the same size of a Glock 19, which is about everybody carries. Then my G45 literally is the exact same gun. This is the one I have on me everywhere I go. So the 180 grain had great expansion, held together. It didn't really penetrate that deep, but man, it was very explosive. This 165 here in the 40, man, that thing hit hard. It went through, was it 3 jugs and poked a hole in the 4th. And then this one here was out of my G45, the 115 grain 9, and it went through 3 jugs, if I remember correctly. Blew the hell out of the first one. This one was through the platypus 5-inch barrel, which we kind of already expected that was going to get pretty nasty because of extra inch of barrel length. But yeah, LW's out here doing malfunction drills and everything else today, just having fun. It's a beautiful day. Something else to boot was put a real good use on my $50 Harbor Freight knockoff Streamlight. I've got 4 of these now. These things are actually really good. So go get you 1 or 2 for the price of a Streamlight. Something else was these mag springs I was talking about, which I'm all about equipment and checking stuff and keeping up on your maintenance. I'm big on that. These from Taran Tactical, they claim you can use the stock spring the way these are cut. You only get 3 extra rounds on them in 40, and they claim 4 in 9mm, and I could barely get a couple of 100 rounds on these. They never lock back or whatever. But I tested these because I was talking to Wolf the other day. I said, are you sure these will be okay in there because they're so long? He goes, they'll be fine. I put these in there, they actually lock back and they cycle. So I'm pretty sold on these. You can go back to the beginning, or I can just open it up real quick. 75394 is the for a 10-pack, the invoice number on those. Just or if you just want to use stock magazines, they do have like law enforcement plus 10% power springs and that are 100% reliable. I know several people that use those never had an issue. So you're only as good as your equipment. So train hard and keep shooting. I mean, we all got flaws and you got to work through it. So if you got any comments, next thing you want me to do or whatever, I still have my AR deal and pistol deal with the water jug and the duty vest. My wife was going to kill me if I shot her old duty vest before me. She has a work injury, so I didn't shoot it. So I did this first. So hopefully I'll do that for the next time. So until then, just see you guys later. You got any requests, let me know. See you.